starting.
Too late. I'm already live.
I'm sorry. Well, I fucked up.
No, that's fine. Um, so as you guys can hear, I have somebody here with me that's different than last week.
Hey-oh.
Uh, now I have Gekke Dinges helping me.
Yeah.
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 But he is not familiar with what I've been doing, so he
Not
kind
at
of
all.
has an idea. So I'm going to explain it to him as best as I can. But luckily, you are a D&D player, so you actually know what a tracker might involve, don't you?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's good. Um, So I'm building a tracker for on my small Meowbit that will track your hit points, that will track your temporary hit points, and that will track your spell slots
Mm-hmm.
as of right now. But I have a few ideas to expand on it.
All
But
right.
first, we're going to uh, do this. So on the top left, let me also show that on the screen.
Wait,
Right.
top left on the Meowbit or top left on your...
I'm making it big now.
Ah, I see. Yeah.
So the red bar is kind of the indicator as to what you're going to change. So you can move that around and use that select to
It's like a
select it.
border. Like...
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like an indicator.
Mm-hmm. I got it.
Uh, so here we have like hit points, and we can say I want to add hit point, or I'm healing hit points, or I'm taking damage, for instance.
The negative numbers. Yeah.
Yes. And then it will tell you what your remainder hit points is compared to your total. And
Mm-hmm.
if you go one to the right, I know
Yeah,
there's
what's...
nothing there, but right now, but here you can say your temporary hit points. Let's say somebody gives you like 10 temporary hit points.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
A...
you get like a small blue bar,
Mm-hmm.
and in the numbers you get the temporary hit points between semicolons. I think it's called semicolons. But if you have temporary hit points and then you get damage, it will take it off your temporary hit points first, and
Look.
then it will take off from your standard hit points.
I see, I see.
Yeah, yes. And here, this was actually pure for spell slots.
Yeah.
So if you're using a cantrip, you can say, okay, I used a cantrip, and or first level, second, and so on. So then you know which spell slots you still have left,
Mm-hmm.
kind of idea. And with B, you can put them back in case you made a mistake. We
All right.
never make mistakes in D&D. Nobody ever does that.
No.
Okay. And if you go to your character's name, you
Yes.
can say if you want a long rest or a short rest.
Ooh.
And with a long rest, that simply resets everything. So
Mm-hmm.
you get all your hit points back, you get all your spell slots back, but you lose all temporary hit points. And with the short rest, if we do a short rest, you can say how much you healed. Because during a short rest, you can roll your hit die to see if you can heal up a bit.
True.
So say set 6. So then it gives you the 6 hit points back. It takes away your temporary hit points because a short rest is a minimum of half an hour, I think. And temporary hit
I
points
thought
don't
so.
last that long.
I'm not sure. Now I want to look it up. Give me a sec.
Well, Sretje looked it up last time, but I don't think there was a time uh, there. But you don't get your spell slots back at the short rest. I know that some do, though. With a certain feat, I think some wizards and warlocks get some spell slots back, but considering
DnD 5e says a short rest is a period of downtime, at least 1 hour long,
1 hour.
during which a character does nothing more strenuous than eating, drinking, reading, and tending to wounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think temporary hit points only last like 10 minutes or so many rounds. So
That's something I never knew. Well, I've never really done shit with temporary hit points yet.
no, we used to use it a lot in 3.5, but not so much at 5th edition yet. And I still remember I had to explain it to Sretje as to why you would have temporary hit points to start with, because for him it was like, why would you use it in the first place? So
well, free hit points are never
never a bad thing. Yeah,
I mean,
but he was like, "But you lose it over so many rounds."
but you can get it back so easily.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you're hitting like a boss that does so many damage,
yes,
then it's a numbers game, and then temporary hit points are your friend.
they are.
Okay. So that, but we have still an error in our code.
Oh.
The problem, yes, the problem being that if the first time I do a short rest, which is actually in code that's called, I made a reset function which get called and which does all that. The moment I do it again, though, it doesn't reset the spell slots anymore.
But everything else.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to test now. So if I now go and say long rest, yes, it resets everything else except our spell slots. So that's something we have to look into. Yeah, I don't know why the reset function only works once.
Well, with your spell slots, not with the HP, not with...
Yeah, it's only the spell slots that it does. So I think it has to do with the array again. I'm using an array to store all the values of my spell slots. Do you know what an array is?
In this instance, no, I don't.
An array is actually a list. Or say God, how do I say it? Yeah, it's a list from 0 to how much you want, and every number on it. So you have 0, 1, 2, 3, and going up. In every number, you can add an extra value. So right now, I have on value 0 on my array. So position 0 is my cantrips, which is 6 because I have 6 cantrips.
All right.
And on position 1, which is my first level spells, I have 4 because I have 4 spells on level 1. And that's an array. And arrays are tricky because they're not normal variables. Therefore, sometimes things go wrong with them because you can't treat them as a normal variable because they have so many values inside of them. And every code base deals differently with arrays. So this is the code that is in charge of the array. That's not supposed to be there. This is the function in charge of loading a save, which checks if the array of magic already exists and if what it is stored inside. So this only gets rolled once. So what I'm actually looking for is my reset function. Where's my reset function? Function. You look like a reset function. Hello. Okay.
The delay is... Oh god. Ah, there it is.
Maybe it's problem with the index value. It might be another.
But the thing is that it does work for like the first time, right?
Yeah, it does.
Well, maybe I'm saying something stupid now, but can you actually reset the reset function?
No, because there are no variables in a function. So what I'm trying now is I see that he's using index 5 to keep track of its position in the array. Normally, I would say index 5 is a local variable, which means that it only functions or exists only in this function. But just to be sure, if I put it back to 0 every time before it starts, that might fix the problem. Because I'm kind of forcing it to rethink itself. So we already did it once. Ooh, no, I want damage.
That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage. Okay, let's see. Please work. And now it works. So it was a scale issue. Oh! I always have a problem with scale issues. And scale issues is there are like two kinds of variables. You have like global variables, which can be used throughout the whole code. Doesn't matter where it's set as long as you set it in the beginning, or in some code bases at the end, as long as it's set somewhere. But local variables are variables that only exist inside a function. So the moment that function is done, that variable no longer exists. And I have problems keeping those things apart. So
I can imagine.
Because it's simple as I explain it. Then you go like, I don't see what the problem is. But sometimes it really F's me up sometimes. So, okay. So I actually fixed the problem that I had.
Yeah, you did.
Well, that was an easy fix.
in the like what 15 first minutes or so? Oh, 20.
Yeah, I had a problem last time with this and it took me more than an hour. And finally I kind of realized what was wrong off stream.
Oh.
So that was kind of painful.
Yeah.
And it was an array that had really toyed with me. Okay. But as you look at it now, as it is now, I want your opinion as a gamer that might actually use this stuff. Are there features you would like to add or like to change, you think? To make this more accessible or add something fun? Because I have an idea already, but if you have something that I hadn't thought of, it would be nice to know.
Well, give me your idea, just for like an example or something.
Okay. The character that I'm using as an example, Shanko, is not really a spellcaster. And right now I have put all the spells in here that a level 20 character would have. With the idea this is the max space I'm going to need if I ever have like a level 20 character.
Yeah.
But Shanko is not a spellcaster. However, in 3.5 edition, she is a Fortune's friend. She has a lot of luck slots.
Yes.
Yes. And so at first I thought, oh, I'll add a luck thing. But that is very specific for that character. So instead I was thinking, because I'm using an array to set these spell slots, I could divide them up not just to be spells, but also to be other things, like luck or like second wind or something. You have more feats that it can just be a feat that requires slots that have like 3 slots.
Like the number of uses of like bardic inspiration and stuff.
Yeah.
Or am I? Yeah.
Yeah. And because of the way I built this, I can simply go to the array. That is now called magic array, but we can change that. And if I add like a second one, or 2 actually, and I just put a 0 one, then there should be an empty row between there, and then there should be 3. See? They're not filled right now, but that
now I see. Yeah.
can be fixed later. So, and I can actually, because I made it modular, yes, I can actually go there and click it if I want to. Can I also fill it? No, I cannot fill it. Oh,
Not
that's
yet.
a pity. But that's the idea that I have. So, does that sound like a good idea?
I think it is, actually. I would do it in a different color or something, but
yeah, that's just the thing where I was playing with. I can make it. I'm already thinking of how am I going to do this in code. I know that I can ask for it to check the array for the number 0. With the idea that if it hits a number 0 in the array, that the values that come in the positions after that should have a different color. Oh, here it is. But I think first we have to figure out how to fill them up. Because right now they're just blank and I can't fill them up. I can fill them up with a long rest, because then I throw in a reset.
Yeah, but can you make them empty again right now?
Yes, I can. And then I can fill them back up. Yeah, the reset simply resets everything and redistribute the values. And most likely then it gets the buff it needs to, or the jolt it needs to go like, oh wait, there are 3 more. I need to fill those. kind of thing. But then we have to do like two things. So this is possible. We already know that checked out. Let me grab a different color. So we have that. But then we need to different color, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
And what I think, if it's possible to do, is the selector,
Yes.
the red indicator. Now it doesn't skip the empty space. It goes over it as if there's something there, which there isn't. So we need to find a way to make the selector skip an empty space.
That sounds like a thing, yeah.
Empty space. It reminds me of Tim Curry every time.
What? Empty space?
No space.
Oh.
Have you ever played Command and Conquer, Red Alert and stuff?
No, I haven't.
Oh, because you were a baby back then. Oh
Hey.
God, I feel old now.
Yes, you are. Just for making that.
It's your own fault. You shouldn't have called me a baby. Something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So to fix this collapse block, I need to look in the buttons left and right. This is the right button. So moving the selector sprite with the right button. Let's see. Yeah, menu state is 0, so we need to go in the first if. If the height is on level 1, which it's not. If the height of the sprite is on level 2, which it will be. So this is where we have to the space to play. Okay, so if the sprite's right position is smaller than the length of the array minus 2, oh, okay. This is where I tell it to either move up 1 or cycle back. What I mean with cycle back, that if you are on the last one and you press right again, it will go to the very first.
Ah, I get it. Yeah.
So that's something that's fine. Yeah, that's this one. So we need to make another if statement here, I think, that says oh man. Oh
man.
Math. It's math. My enemy. Okay, that has to be an if statement. Okay. We put in an if statement. And what the if statement is going to be is if the add location where it's 0, it should take twice the spell spacing. So that's the easy bit. Now trying to figure out how it is going to track that it's on a space that has 0 as a value. Right, times 2. Okay. So that should work now. But now we have to figure out how are we going to tell it where it's supposed to be. So the first thing we have to figure out is that the select the sprite's position on X, which is the left-right position.
Yeah. Right.
And it has what are my array options? Read, list, get level, value, no, remove, no. Find index of 0, but that would work, except we have more, we can have more positions that have 0 as a value. So we actually have to like translate the selected sprite's position, then check that position if it's 0, and if it is, then it should skip. Oh. Yeah. So we need a value of the max magic array.
Maximum power.
So let's see, what is the position? Oh, doing math so late is really really screwing me over. So we have the padding. So we have to take off the padding of the selector sprite. The padding is like the distance between the edge of the screen and like the first slot. The amount of pixels.
Only from the edge of the screen, or just
Yeah,
the
from the
space
edge of the
between
screen.
sprites?
No, because that is spell sprite spacing. Well, technically spell sprite spacing, say that 3 times fast, is the width of the sprite plus padding, I think. But we can see that here. Well, I'll just do what I think it is, and if it's accurate enough, it should work. Minus padding, I think. Okay. And then I think we need to divide that by spell sprite spacing. How good is your math?
Well, it's just no. Nah.
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 Nah. Programming involves a lot of math, though.
Well, then I should try and learn it, I guess. But right now, as it is, just...
No, at least it's applicable. I'm going to add a console command. And what a console command does is kind of gives me a readout on underwater or behind the scenes, so I can actually see what the value is that it comes up with. So that I can actually see if it's accurate enough or if it gives me a value that's just no.
Just no.
No. Put it there. Okay. Now, the logic that we're going to put in here is the value that it needs to come up with. If that value is 0, then it needs to skip the space twice. Going for the idea that nobody is going to fill in 2 zeros after one another.
Mistakes were never made, right?
Oh god, of course that's going to happen though. But then it's their problem. Okay.
I bet if Stretcher took a try, you will. He probably will do that shit.
Oh, it's already giving me. Okay.
Ooh.
It says position 3, position 6, position 4. No, my math is off. This is she not.
Oh wow.
Is going all over the place.
Yeah. Well, 6, 4, 3.
But yeah, if I go back, it doesn't. So it looks like it's going in between values. And this one it skips. Okay. Are you what I'm looking for? No, you're left. I'm doing right. Okay. So my math is off, but my math is also a little jinky. Well, at least it's giving me full values. I think that's, yeah, integers. Which is what we need. We need integers. But also something else that I thought it was doing is giving me the value on that position and not the position. So we... No, come on.
Ooh. Give me like 2 seconds. Be right back. Well, a little bit more, but be right back.
Sure.
Sure.
Leave me to figure this out.
Oh.
Wait, this also seems wrong. No, it's x. I can go like, what? It's multiplying what? But that's not what it's doing. Okay. X. Let's see if that gives me more of what I need. Position 0, position 1, position 2, 3. And on the left, it doesn't work. So my math isn't off. I'm just having a no bob. Okay. So it's +1. And then it should work. Hopefully. Math. This one. Yeah, okay. Position 1, position 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Skip. Oh, nice. And it does go back. Skip. Yes. Oh, this is so nice. And I've done that in half an hour. Cool. Then I need to do the same thing on the left, though. And then I think it needs to be -1, maybe? Mm. This is if y is on position 1. We need it on position or on line 2. Then we do this. We say if it's more than yeah, if X position is more than padding, go 1 to the left. Else it goes all the way to the right. And I made it in such a way that it checks the length of the array so that it will end up on the last one, and it will ignore the rest. And I just said that somebody wouldn't use 2 zeros after one another, but I'm just thinking. Oh, I wasn't taking up the thing, but I'll explain that later. Let's just make this one first. So we need to duplicate you, put you here, because that's what's happening. And it should be -1. Is 0 then? I say divide. Why do I say divide?
Ohio.
Oh, hey, I think I fixed it.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
So
it was working as it should be, but it was only working for the position it was on and not for the position it was going to.
all right.
If you understand what I mean.
A little bit.
And it needs to look forwards to the position that it's going to. So all I needed to do was like add 1.
Oh.
And it worked. And now I'm doing left, which I take is... Oh, that's not working as it should. But yet again, math is... I think the going left is working. I just made it -1 and plus instead of +1. But for having it to skip, for some reason I used divided by -1 for it. And I need that to do that twice.
Oh,
hey,
Hello.
it's working.
Hey.
A good case of, is this thing on?
Yes, it's on. Think you could make it. It was nice. I told Kekkadingus what we have done so far.
Okay.
And I fixed a bug that we had. As in the reset only like worked once, and after that it didn't work anymore.
Yeah.
But I also changed something else, and I changed that last time. Do you remember that we put the rest under the button press A and B simultaneously?
Yeah, because one was for short and one was for long.
No, what I mean is that you would get into that menu if you pressed A and B together.
Don't remember that bit, sorry. I may have missed it.
But it was causing issues. As in, it would register B being pressed before A and vice versa.
Unless you were exactly...
Yeah. So that was causing a lot of problems. So now, instead of using AB to actually get into that menu, I'm using the name. That if you go down and have the selector on the name and then you press, you get the long and short rest.
Yeah, you get that little menu
indicator.
So
and
why
right
are we
now,
dividing by a negative? Why are we dividing by a negative?
Because I'm being stupid and I can't remember why I did it.
I'm just trying to recall what that does.
Yeah, because
I am very tired.
Because what we're trying to do is, with the spell slots, let me put that bigger. With the spell slots, the idea of having like not just use it for spell slots, but also use it for feats like that you have, like luck or bardic inspiration or something like that. And that you can simply do that in the array by making one position 0 so that it kind of makes space. But right now we're trying to make the indicator skip an empty space. And right now that works going right. See, it skips it. But it doesn't work when we're trying to go left. Because, yeah, and when I'm going left, that's where I divided by a negative and I can't remember why. I just know it's a bad idea.
But isn't, if you divide like 2 by -1, shouldn't that just be like -2? Because it's like you do the division, only you put like a... I'm like, does that help making it negative?
Oh, I think I already know what I was trying to do.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Like, I may be entirely missing what you were trying to do indeed.
Because with this one, the divide by -1 was actually to make the selector position X and take off a spell slot spacing. Yeah, but I can't tell it to... Huh?
You wanted the result to be negative.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I don't know how to do that in code, besides doing it like this.
You could also just go times -1, but yeah, that's essentially that does the same thing. So
Times -1?
yeah, if you do the normal division and go times -1, you have it in negative. But yeah, if you're going for something else, then
Well, I can do that here,
yeah,
because...
I mean after the normal division, so that would just be more work. So don't do that.
But would it work for the 2?
I'm just gonna. I think for division it should. I'm gonna just stare at this for a bit, and I may still be wrong.
It seems to work, though.
Yeah, it might.
If I do times -2, it skips it 2 spaces.
Yeah, yeah, because you're saying move X amount of pixels. You know, move X amount of pixels, but negatively.
Yeah.
So that makes sense that works.
I remember a time when in my code I changed all the divides into times. Because everybody told me never divide by 0 and stuff.
Negatives are fine. Now, the problem is if you were going divide by 2, then you would like get half the x distance, but negative. And that's not what you want. So it took me a moment to go like, what are you doing? Because I'm still not quite used to this layout, so occasionally I'm just staring at it, going, I don't know what I'm looking at. Also,
no, you're more used to Java, of course.
Yeah,
yeah.
Given I thought I had a great idea this week and bought myself a programming, but it's essentially a programming game.
Which one is it?
Manufactoria, because until like 2 days ago, I didn't know that had like a Steam release. I just knew it as a Flash game back in the day.
Okay. No,
yeah,
that one doesn't ring a bell.
Flash doesn't exist anymore, so you need like specialized emulators to be able to run Flash games.
Are you happy? Are you happy or disappointed that Flash no longer?
I know it had a lot of issues, but I'm like that's a lot of stuff on the internet that has suddenly stopped working. So I'm kind of glad that some people are backing it up because there were fun things in there.
Yeah, true, but it had its issues.
It's heavy.
It's not. It wasn't nice.
It was clunky in many ways.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's the thing. The modern stuff is a lot better optimized, but you know, Flash had been there for a long while, and a lot of stuff was made in it. You don't necessarily need an emulator, you just need to be able to run it on your desktop. That's why. But there are people who have made programs now that just have like a ton of old Flash games backed up in it, so it's basically like running an emulator and picking a game.
Yeah.
But yes, there's a shiny modern version of Manufactoria, which is basically, here's a robot, its coding is a line of dots, and you have to do stuff with it.
There's something wrong with the audio.
What? You can't hear me? Or?
No, I can hear you, but it sounds like you're shaking your mic or something.
Yeah, it's gone now.
Now it's gone, yeah.
I kind of was taking away the... going through our to-do list. So, and I just erased it. Because we actually did the select a skip an empty space bit.
Give me a moment. I will be right back.
All right.
Yeah. So the next step would be making it a different color.
So how are we going to do that? Or how are you going to do
that? Oh, fine. This is your problem. You fix it. Something like that?
No. I want to try and help you, but to me this is like...
Abracadabra?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. I think we can do the same thing as in what we did with the left and right, in the sense that it checks if there is an empty position. And if there is, that it changes then the color of the sprite. And the sprite, we can also put that in an array. I'm thinking, is that going to give us issues later? Most likely, but still, that's later.
Well, basically, programming is just trial and error, right? Just try something out, see if it works. If it doesn't, just go back and try something else.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is the code that actually writes the orbsies.
Yeah, dog is occupied. I worked from home today, and then he spends most of the day lying next to me and being kind of bored.
Mm-hmm.
So when I sit back down at my computer, he's like, "No, I don't want to be boring anymore."
Mm,
You know, he does
maybe
get attention. Don't worry, but
maybe you can help me with this one, Elske.
let's see.
Sorry. What we want to do is when it detects an empty space, when it's drawing the orbs, that it changes the color of the orbs next to it.
Yeah.
I am not explaining that very well.
I don't know. I get it. So you want the last ones in the row, basically, after the ones after a space, to be a different color.
Yeah, so that you can actually say like the purple ones, the first ones are the spells, and then after that have like 3 other options or something that are the feats.
Mm-hmm.
So what we can do is check against the position that it's drawing if the value isn't 0.
Yeah, but also, how do you know how many to draw? Is that like an array you have somewhere?
Yeah, it's an array. I have like all the slots are in an array.
CD array?
Yeah. There it is. This is the array that it's drawing right now. So it's starting at 6. Can you see that, or need to zoom in more?
No, it's fine. It's fine. Where's the 6? Because I'm definitely seeing more than 6 little.
The 6 is the top one. That's your cantrips. So on position 0 is 6 as value.
Seeing 6 on the screen at the top.
Yeah.
No.
What? You don't see it?
At the little at the screen at the top, I see like 6. No, I mean on the demo screen. There's like 10 at the top.
No, it's going from up to down.
Okay, so where's the 6 then? Oh, that way. Yes, I'm sorry.
The first row is 6.
It's fine. I was just thinking it was horizontal. But yeah, it's drawing 2, 2, 1, 1. Where does it get the 3 from?
Also in the array. Yeah. Right now the array is 11 positions.
Yeah, I'm just like, because there has to be 0 in there then, right?
Yeah, there is. The first before the last is 0.
Okay, is it drawing them from top to bottom as well?
Yeah.
Because if you can recognize indeed that that the previous number was 0.
Yeah.
That's what you were going for. Like, I hadn't had a chance to see the other stuff yet.
No, that's why I'm giving you the chance, because if I just go like, oh, this, and you have no idea what I'm talking about, especially because this is a block programming thing and it works
it's very
differently.
readable, but it's like, it's just not what I'm used to, so occasionally I'm just like, color.
Brain does not compute.
Like, I don't know what it says, but it looks pretty. Yeah, I guess indeed it would be if we have encountered at least 1 0. So then you should not have. Yeah, okay, you have like 9 spell levels, right? Or 10. Yeah, and 9 spell levels and cantrips, yes.
Yeah, so it's 10, and then we have 1 0, so that's 11, and then we have a 3, which is 12.
Now, is it always the last just the last entry in the array?
What is the last entry in the array?
Like, is it only the last entry in the array that needs to have a different color?
No,
that-
every time it hits a 0, it should change color.
Okay, so you want to go if you have like 6 spell levels, but the 3 other things you can.
Yeah, you can do.
Yeah.
You can actually do that. So this is the function that actually draws those orbs. So okay.
Count to 0 and repeat. If who is count to? Oh, that's the loop we're currently in. Is count
Yeah.
to for like the position that we're on, or the?
Yeah, count to is the index or position indeed.
As if there.
So then repeat. Then it should be an if, right? That this nestles in.
If there is a value at that spell, if you're going, if there is a value at spell level count, then draw purple. And other.
Because I can also put sprites in an array. So then I could say like the first of the array is the purple
Also
one.
an option. That might be more robust in the end, because if somebody needs all of the space and therefore can't have spaces between them.
And if we want more different colors, I could just add them to the array and everything will keep working.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like a better idea, to be honest.
Sounds like a thing.
I was like, I'm going to solve this coding problem. Wait.
There's no coding problem. We're
maybe
just coding.
maybe the problem is not the coding.
Yeah, that. So first I want to make an if. I don't have to nestle it in there, do I?
Depends. What did you want to do with the if exactly?
Now add this to this if statement, and this if statement would check if there's a 0, but I don't need to do that, because with this if statement I could just check if it's 0 and then say go to the next sprite in the array, and then this would go.
Yeah, it's mostly like I'd almost say like set my sprite to, and then just oh, can you do that? Can you go like set my sprite to get sprite from position in array? Because then no other ifs even need to be involved. Because if it's 0, you don't draw anything. If there is a number there, then you get the sprite from the same position in the new array. And you don't need any extra ifs. You can basically just keep this coding. You just tell it to grab the sprite from the correct slot.
Yeah, but you do have to keep count as which position of the sprite you're on.
Yeah, but you're grabbing that from the same. I would assume that you would fill the sprite array with the same amount of entries as the numbers array, and just grab the sprite from the same position that you were at in the counter array, so to say, and then just use this. What is it? The spell counter. Just go like that. Get it from that position. And then you can basically keep the two arrays next to each other and just very quickly see which color you've set to what.
Yeah, but I still need a variable to keep track of on which sprite we are.
You already have that, right?
Where?
This spell level account?
No, because then if it goes to the next spell level, it will reset then. Because it's not every.
No, let me double check. But okay, but let me see which number decides that you need to grab like the number at position 6 in the array that you keep the spell amounts in. Because I have lost that in the in the blocks.
The spell level count, I think.
So if you have like 11 numbers in your spell level count array, your spell level array, and you
Yeah.
also have 11 entries in your sprite array, can't you
Yeah.
just use the spell level count to grab the same
No.
color of sprite? You do have like 6 purple, or what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 purple entries in your array then, but you can use the same.
Yeah, but then you assume that like the first 6 are spells and the rest.
Well, if you want the first 3 to be spells, you can just oh, do you not want people to be to yeah, well, it depends. Should people be able to set this manually through the little device itself, or should they be able to like get to the programming to alter this?
No, but what I want to be able to do is just set the parameters in the function of stats, and that's it. So that the thing itself just checks if there is a 0 in the array so that it can change color.
But I thought you didn't want there to necessarily be a 0. That's why I'm going for this. Because I thought you didn't necessarily want there to be a 0. You just wanted to...
No, I do. I do want there to be a 0 so that there's extra space between spells and other things.
Okay.
So that it's really that you can really see that there is a difference.
But the thing is, you can still put a sprite on that slot and just go like, well, there's nothing to draw, so we'll just skip to the next bit.
Yeah, but then you have a different color for every row, for every column, and that's not what I'm looking for.
But you would only want the last few. But my idea was that if you make the array that way, like you put if you want it your way, like, well, that is not what I meant to say. Sorry, I am failing at words today. But if you want the first 10 to be purple and the last row to be green, you could just put like 11 purple ones in there and then a green on the last one. And if someone for some reason wants row number 4 to be green, they could just put a green sprite on slot number 4. Was my idea.
But that's not what I want people to do.
Well, which ones? How do you want to color them then? Do you want different colors in the same row?
No, what I want the code to do is to see if there's a 0 in the array and that the position after that changes colors. That it uses that 0 in the array as a kind of notification, okay, we're changing now.
Okay, but what if there's people who want, like, what is it? Use all 12 rows because they don't have room for a 0.
Then that's fine. Then it will always just pick the first sprite.
But then they're all purple. So if they have spells and feats and a class thing, then they're out of room.
Well, if they're level 20, because this is what I based on level 20, then they would still have space for one more feat thing. And I'm kind of guessing that we'll never get to level 20, to be honest.
No, I know. I'm just wondering what is the most, easy to adjust for people who have different classes. And because, like, my artificer is never going to have more than 6 spells, but she does have infusions. And
yeah, but what is her highest level spell?
I think 6. But
so
I'm just
then you still have space.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if some people would be like, I don't want the spaces, or I want to group all of these 3 things together in different, and and then they'd have room to do that if they wanted to.
Yeah, but then we're getting in a how do you call this? We're getting into a problem.
Yeah, it can also be that you're going like, I don't want people to have to go to code or do that much. Which
no,
is fine.
the function that I'm showing right now is what I want people to be able to change, and that's it.
Did you just not put the second array beneath that? Or is this really like, this is my limit, this is all I want people to have to adjust? Because that's fine.
Yeah, this is kind of it. So change their name, max IP. Well, the max luck is going to go out because
Can you put like two? Can you put two values in on one slot of the array, and can they be different things?
yeah, sure, I guess.
Because then you could, if you wanted to, just put the sprites like next go like entry 1 is 6 and this color sprite. But again, that is more difficult to adjust, I assume.
Yeah, and I have to make like a second function to draw everything out, and it's also dependent on if the magic array is like shorter, that it moves it closer. Oh.
But then you could just have your last few entries be 0, and then it would just wouldn't draw anything.
True, but
we can check into to this for the skipping thing. Could you check if like do I have to draw something here, and was the previous position 0, and if so, change colors.
yeah, but that's what I was going for.
Yeah,
Back
sorry for massively derailing you.
Well, Dingus, what do you think?
Wait.
As
Having
the
a
idea
delay
of if you have like full all the spell to level 9 spell slots and have feats, how do you think we could solve that problem? Because I think it's not going to be a problem, because when we play, we hardly have like level 20 characters that go that far.
Sure, and just see what all the things are that I could possibly track. Let me just do that because
I cannot really remember a time that we actually have played level 20 characters.
yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? We never get there somehow.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. Do we ever get that
Except
far?
for one time that I have played. I don't know if you were there as well.
But you do have like epic level campaigns, I guess.
No, we played this one shot at level 20 with, I don't know if I can say those names, but the DM there went like, oh yeah, you can be like level 20, take like all the overpowered shit that you can find in all the books. And we have played that one time with, I think it was you as well.
No, I wasn't there for that one. Or Giovanna is looking up how much things you have to track.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, make a level 12 character." Yeah, like I'm going to play a class I've never played before. It's just not necessarily the best idea at level 12. Like, yeah, let's play a thing I've never played before at level 12. Also, how good were you at tracking 15 information sources again? Not good. This is an excellent idea.
Let's go.
I may have made myself a cheat sheet just to not forget about half the stuff that I can do. I have spells. I'm just gonna have to see what my max spell slot. I think 6 or 5 because I do not get it up to level 9. Oh, shush, TV. You do not get input in this. I have magical tinkering. I'm a Herringon, so I also have my rabbit hop. That I can do a certain amount of times per day, I believe. I have a flash of genius.
Uh-oh.
Not me, the character, like not me.
Ah.
I have infusions. I'm just jotting down everything that I might be able to track. Like, it is also because I also have like an item that might need tracking, essentially. But I can use it one time a day. I'm already up to like 5 things, possibly 6, if we're counting the item.
Okay.
isn't 5 separate things. One of them is spells, so that would like need more. I don't mind you. I mean, we can still go with your system. That is fine. I'm just going like,
Yeah, but I right now I'm kind of wondering the same thing as in the spell slots don't not the spell slots don't fill up after a short rest, even though some classes have like a feat that fill it back up.
Yeah,
but
you'd
it's
have to alter the coding to like do that.
yeah, but then you need also so much more information about the character.
Yeah, I
And
think
the chances that it actually happens is so slim.
yeah, it's a thing. Like, oh, also I also have a thing that I believe 5 times per day I'm allowed to switch my spells out for other spells. So
God
I
damn.
think basically what I'm saying is I think I'd actually have too little room even if there weren't any spaces.
You're doing this on purpose.
I am not doing this on purpose. It is not your fault the screen is tiny.
I only have
No.
this is how big of a screen I have.
I know, it's not your fault at all. I
I
mean, you
can't
cannot...
do that much.
I'm just going like, but what was my max spell slot again? I don't know. Max... let's throw the item out. Like, I'm just gonna have to track that. I would have to... Mind you, this is a character I'm running on DnD Beyond, so I wouldn't need this program. It would be fun to have it anyway.
Yeah, it's still because you can fidget with it.
Yeah, fidgeting with stuff, prodding at stuff is fun. Max.
So I'm still going to put in an if statement.
It's fine. Yeah, I'd basically just go like, hey, if previous... Of course, if somebody puts too many zeros in...
We were musing about that before, weren't we? And I went like, nah, nobody's going to do that. And now I go like, no, of course they would.
People will break things in ways you didn't even think were possible.
I know, I am usually the one to break it anyway.
Like, I've had, like... I've seen customers go like do things where I'm like, yes, that is a way to do that. Yes, I guess
it's not how it's meant to be done, but okay.
Well, like it's not necessarily the customer's fault. It might also be ours because we just did not anticipate things correctly. Sometimes we're like, oh yes, this is how this should work, and then it turns out it just doesn't. That it's just not logical to other people, which happens. So sometimes it's them, sometimes it's us, sometimes, most of the time, it's a combination.
Then I have to make another variable. So many variables.
My spell slot should max out at level
5. How am I going to name this variable?
That's 5 for spells. The question is, infusions are really long-term things, but yeah, it would still be nice to track if you know how many of them you have currently used. That is a thing, though. You are right. That if you do not have the spaces between them and all of them are empty, then you can't see the difference anymore. Unless you like also change the circle around the thing.
Yeah, I was also thinking about you can thinking about having indeed different arrays for it and just let them combine the arrays to write it in this function, but then check the length of the array as the moment that I go like, okay, I've done the length of this array, so now we're done with spells, so we're going to the next one.
You're gonna have to repeat that. Sorry, I was I was trying to write something down. My bad.
That you can combine arrays.
Oh, yeah. So that I have like I don't know, 20 level 1 spells for some reason. So I'm going to use 2 rows for that.
No, not like that. But
sorry, 2 columns.
no, not like that. But I mean, like that you have an array for your spells, then an array for something else, then an array for something else, and that we combine those, put them through this function, and use the length of an array to make it figure out, okay, this the first 6 slots are spells. The second one is that. The second one is that. The third one is that. Makes it a whole lot different there, because combining arrays is a nightmare.
Yeah, or well, if it ends, actually, is it that tricky? Let me, because I'm like, if you do the exact same thing, but just say like, hey, after I run out of space in the first array, like add an empty row, and then do the exact same function with another array, you might have to make a separate function out of it, but I think it's doable.
Yeah, but not for the draw, I think.
If I have spaces between all things, I would definitely not have enough space to put it all on there. And that is, I am currently at level 3 spells, so that would even currently be the case, because I need 4 columns for spells, and then I have 5 different things I might want to track, all of which would then need a space between them. And a different color. Because otherwise I would lose track very quickly.
You always make it so complicated for yourself.
There's a reason that at some point I went like, I'm just playing a bard. No, something special. No, just a bard! I was like, no!
Shush! We're not doing that!
Plus I like bards, so that helps.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a tiefling bard! Anything special? No!
It's just a bard. But no!
Mind you, bards are awesome, but...
They are.
It was nice not to have to keep track of like 20 extra things. In essence,
Okay.
I picked 2. Like, this is not a multi-class or anything. It's just that artificers have a lot. Artificers? I still don't know.
Me neither.
I might have broken it now.
I thought it was artificers, but
I hear a lot of people say that. Google tells me it's artificer, and I remember from previous times for like when I knew the word before D&D, I've always heard it pronounced as artificer, so I'm still not sure which one's correct.
help!
I've broken it! No!
Did you break it?
I broke it.
You break it?
I broke it. Because sprites in an array are a thing.
Array's a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you were gonna do the thing with the separate. Oh no, you were just gonna put the sprites in there. Right? Yes.
Oh wait, maybe that's the problem.
It might be.
No, that wasn't the only problem.
Oh.
It is not drawing anything.
Nope. Because I think... Oh god, there's a special way to make arrays of sprites, I think, but I can't remember.
Oh wait, you completely broke it. Everything disappeared now, right?
But what is slot
Yes,
sprite?
don't remind me.
I'm sorry.
So you made your array and it's called slot sprite, I think. But are you already like calling for slot sprite anywhere? Because otherwise, it's going to be very.
Yeah, here I'm setting what the slot sprites are.
Okay.
Here I'm setting the array, technically.
So like, if you're not summoning that back somewhere, it's not gonna have anything to draw, right?
No, but I'm summoning it here. Am I summoning it
right,
here?
good.
No, I'm summoning it here.
The one below that, I think. Yeah. Sorry. The video is slow. Just like behind me again.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Occasionally, I don't know where you're pointing at.
Well,
Okay. It's giving me an error. What's the error? Argument of type sprite is not assignable to parameter of type image. Property.
Different things.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm making it already a sprite here, and not an image.
All right, an image. Okay, and then sprite is a repeatable thing, I assume. Instead of
I
just...
think I need to do this instead. That's what I think I got a problem
just now you're making
with.
it a sprite and then telling it again that it's a sprite. It doesn't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, casting can be fun like that.
What's the error now? There is no error.
That would be nice.
This is not the error you're looking for.
Which also happens. I fixed a problem, and it wasn't the problem I was supposed to fix.
It's drawing something. It's drawing something.
Oh, that's good. Hey, look at
Hey, look at that.
Hey.
And I apologize for massively derailing you, but you did exactly.
I'm getting there. I just need more time
You
to
did
get
excellent.
there. But now we only have 2 colors, so we need another color.
Wait,
And
you
we need to
another
see if we
color
can
for
break
what?
it.
You need an extra color for what?
Well, now we only have 2 colors, but if you have like a third one.
Yeah,
Ooh.
but then you would need to have less spell slots. Or like less levels of spells. But yeah, you could do that. How many colors do you want in there?
I don't know. I only have like a limited
You have 12
colors.
You have 12 or... Well, officially, I think if you're going for the edge of the screen, 13 spots available.
Let's see if how much.
Because I think maybe one spot extra after the green ones, and that's kind of it.
I do, but padding is an issue.
Ooh.
Yeah, it goes right up to the edge of the screen.
I can make the padding less.
Yeah, and then take about 2 pixels off. Like, does it work in pixels? I don't know actually.
Yeah, it works with pixels.
If you take 1 or 2 pixels off, it should be about even, I think.
Padding is 10 pixels right now.
Yes. I suppose take a few off until it looks good.
Oh man. I went to 5 and it
Ooh.
7? Oh, that's also nice. You probably officially want to do 7.5. You just can't.
They're pixels, Elska. There are no half pixels.
I mean, but it's always annoying when that happens. When you're like, I want to be precise, but I can't.
But my selector still works. Most likely it doesn't work here. No, it doesn't, but okay.
Oh.
Because I have double 0 in there.
It doesn't take into account how many zeros there are when you try to skip things.
Yeah. I know. Because I was kind of into thinking I would never add so many zeros.
Yeah, but if it depends on what people want, I guess. It's a good thing of to figure it out later.
Yeah, and the fun of that the padding is a variable that we can make it dependent on how many are in the array. So if the array is smaller, then the padding would just center it a bit more.
If that is depends on what visual you're going for, really.
Haha, I see a thing. I see
What do you see?
a problem.
Hmm?
It's not drawing the rest. Oh, of course it's not drawing the rest.
So you don't have any more sprites. in it.
Yeah, because we have an invisible sprite.
Yeah. If you have 13 spots now, I think, like 13 columns.
Yeah.
Essentially, I mean, if then the most amount of different colors you could want, if we're still going for there has to be a space, is 7. If you're like 1 row 0, 1 row 0, or sorry, 1 column 0, 1 column 0, 1 column 0.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if you actually want to make 7, because the last 3 would probably never be used, but you know, it's a thing.
Give me a sec.
Two? I don't know. What other colors do we have? We have red.
You can do
I
that.
think we have red, yeah. Well, actually orange.
Yeah, I guess. I don't even know if you can like. Can you not display custom colors?
No, because those are it's like a bit colors.
Oh right, so no color picker. That's fine. Just curious.
You can change it, but you only have like that many colors.
Yeah.
16 colors.
These are all the colors, and that's just what you're gonna have to make do with.
I think you can do custom, but then you have to replace a different color.
Yeah, you have to replace another one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clear.
So that one's gonna be red. Assets. Red. Go for it.
I'm like, are there buddy covers for the Meowbit? Because now I'm curious.
Are there what covers?
Are there bunny-shaped covers instead of like kitty-like ones?
No. They only have this one and the same one, but then orange.
I'm just going. I mean, if you know, I would make one for the bunny.
Well, you can
There-
always crochet something or 3D print something.
I assume it would have to be at least slightly flexible.
Slightly.
Eh.
Doesn't necessarily need to be flexible though.
No, it doesn't. No, if you just
You can just encase it, I guess.
yeah, just it's been a while and I don't recall exactly like how you put the thing in, which is why I was wondering.
But we do have the different colors now.
do.
Sorry, I was looking at Meowbit's covers. Let me yes, I was absolutely not distracted. Yep, that works. It's
Oh,
nice
and
though.
Huh?
It is nice though, because it will keep it right up until it hits another 0.
Yeah, so we can make it I call it modular? Not modular, but scalable.
Yeah.
That way.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd want the indicators to be any smaller than they are though.
The slots, you mean?
Yeah. Or yeah, well
Yeah.
the like I mean I don't think you would be able to go over 13 slots just because then you'd have to start shrinking sprites and that probably doesn't work very well.
No, because if you actually look at the screen itself, it's already terribly small.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's 2 times my thumbnail.
Basically, it's a Game Boy Advance screen.
Yeah.
Those are
Well, you
freaking
can-
tiny.
Yeah. You can have bigger screens, I think, but
Even I think those had slightly more pixels. The image quality on those was pretty good, provided you had a light and you could actually see it.
I wonder if you can get more pixels on this. I mean,
Oh.
in this this program.
I don't know if this is the maximum the screen can display, because then I assume they wouldn't have put any more pixels in, or any display capabilities that aren't on the actual device. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it's brilliant if you could have that in the programming environment, but you know, if it can't show it on the little device, then
Well, what's the point?
Well, looking at what we've done so far.
It looks pretty. I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. Are there other things besides making it look pretty?
The fun
Functions
bit.
that would be handy to have.
Making it pretty is the fun bit.
I know. Yeah.
Because you can keep track of your spells, and I think a long rest resets basically everything.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and the short rest they're just gonna have to do by hand, I assume, because there's no way to track that.
Yeah, the only thing you can do with the short rest is how much you heal.
You could in like the starting, like the starting data that you have.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose you could set a boolean on whether or not it also needs to reset spells, but then if you don't know how many spells it resets, then you know we're out of luck again.
Yeah, that's why I just went like, nah. Do
Yeah,
it
because
by
I don't know
hand.
if it's like one spell or two spells, or if that depends on level, because then it's like never.
Mm. So I can actually remove the max luck because we're not using it anymore. Yay! I can remove variables because we're not using them. Yay!
The rest, you have the magic. Is there anything else you do a lot in that you would want to be able to do on this?
Yeah, that's kind of the question. Everybody
Like
is
I said,
thinking.
I have about 5 more things I can track. But, you know, essentially we have the little dot system for that, so.
Yeah. And AC is not really something you track though.
No, it might be nice. Well, it could be nice to have like a screen with just your basic displays of, you know, what do I do for strength? Are my numbers for strength check? What are they for dexterity check? Or, you know, my passive. Just if the DM asks for it, you can look it up very quickly. But I don't know. But I'm assuming the assumption is that you still have your sheet
Yeah.
in front of you as well,
Yeah.
so that's not really necessary then.
That's kind of the thing.
We're not replacing the entire thing with the Meowbit.
No, it was more of the idea that you don't have to like erase it and pencil it back in every time.
Yeah. Also, it looks shiny, which is important.
It's flashy. I can also wait. What I should do, I haven't done that yet, but I can, is make it play like a sound. Which can be annoying, but I think if you die, it would be so cool to have like have it like play the sound. Yeah.
I'm sorry, your health has gone below 0. You could already do the death saving throws, right?
Yeah.
Because if you go below 0, it would do that.
Yeah.
Damn,
So
that's a lot of code. Well done.
Yeah. And I'm still missing the code that I'm looking for.
I'd say that's the only problem of this block layout, but by the time you have like a class with 2,000 lines of code in it, you also occasionally.
I am looking. Oh, there it is.
You know, it helps if you have a good layout and, you know, put things in logical places, but still occasionally, like, well, I put it somewhere.
Yeah, but here it makes sense with the blocks to have a lot of functions. Because you can
Yeah.
just like collapse a function like you can in code, and that saves a lot of space.
Yeah, you can do that in games as well.
Okay. So it plays the animation of the thing, and then it should play. I can make it play a sound.
Or do you want a melody? My melody probably starts repeating, and a sound does not. I suspect.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I think a sound is more like one or two
Because
sounds,
you do have loop
and a
sound,
melody is
stop
more.
sound, play
Yeah,
sound.
okay, that's a loop. I'm just curious indeed. Like, why is there a difference between sound and melody? Because essentially, a melody is a very long sound.
Yes. Pew pew.
Now here it's a melody you can actually yeah, but like this.
Wow, wow, wow.
You can actually make
Oh.
an entire diddle.
Oh, it's not like you pick a melody; it's you program it yourself.
Yeah.
Neat. I did not know that.
And you
That
can
looks really cool.
change the. Wait, what do we have? Skills, mystery.
Oh, is that a type of sound or is that a pre-programmed thing?
These are pre-programmed or gallery, so something people already.
Cute. Make the noises. I don't think you want to play like the battle music on this though.
Oh,
No.
that would be cool.
Yeah, I think you have like.
Can you hear it? I don't think you
No.
can hear it. Can you?
That's
Okay.
bad. But I'm just like, can you play more than 8 notes before it starts looping, or is that all you get?
I don't think a melody loops.
I
Doesn't
mean,
sound like it's looping.
but there's like a square, which I'm assuming is like the timing in one direction, and like the tone and like, can you make it longer than like, what is it, 8 notes?
I think you can put more melodies after one another.
Behind each other. Okay, yeah. Point. Should have thought of that.
Wait, is that possible? Yes, it's possible.
That's a good case of yes, that's very logical. Then you can mix them up and go like, it's a remix.
It's a remix. I'm trying to find if I can actually input audio from my desktop, which should be possible.
I don't even know if it has speakers that can handle anything but like MIDI blips.
I think it does.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna try something.
Gonna try something?
I'm gonna try something. Okay.
You
Let's see if it works and if it doesn't bust your ears. Did you hear that?
No.
Both go like, no.
Not yet.
Most likely people on the stream can hear it, but you guys can't.
Wait, let me turn on the stream for once.
Oh yeah, I have the stream muted still. I forgot about that.
You're gonna hear me double then, I think.
For now. And myself too, so that's fun.
It's a little bit loud.
Ooh, I heard it.
Yes.
I think that was mystery.
Yep.
And the rest is all hopeful. Tokyo, Paris.
What is Tokyo?
What's Tokyo? Apparently that's Tokyo. Okay. It doesn't really sound like a melody, does it? It just sounds like, yeah.
Feeling at least 3 of them are the same thing.
No. Okay.
Yeah, we just make it go womp womp womp.
Yeah, but I think I now have like a sound of, I think, that evil laughter.
Oh, that's also fun.
So let's see
It should
if
be the
it.
Kafka laugh, but I don't think we can have that on here.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, it is a little MIDI sound, so.
Okay. Fail, fail, fail. Hey, it's exactly the sound that I wanted.
Oh, I'm gonna have to turn the sound back on. Sorry. Do it again.
Do it again.
Do it again, do it again. And I go like, I want to die.
That sounds good.
There we go.
Please kill me.
That's the one I meant.
Yeah, that's exactly the one I had in my head. Cool. Then we got a sound in there too. Yay!
That is a very shitty thing to hear, though. If it's like a character you've been playing for like 40 sessions.
Yeah. Sorry, you're dead.
Like you lost a character you're extremely attached to, and you've been playing for 2 years, and it's just like mop mop mop.
Too bad. Better luck next time. Kind of thing. Oh. But yeah. I think we're gonna keep it at this. Maybe we'll tweak the way it looks a bit more, but I think we're done with the code base for this one.
Yeah, especially everything that you need for Shanko.
Yeah, and other characters that I play. And you guys can, of course, also get the code from me. I will also link it in the description so that you guys can try it at home. So if you have any of these kind of devices or other devices that support the Makecode arcade, which are a pretty lot these days, you can actually build them in, which might be something I might do in the future. And I'm going to have to think of a new project to do next week. But I have had a few nice things in the mail, so I might actually be able to do that. If any of you have any suggestions, remarks, or tips, please let us know. And thank you guys for being here, especially Gekke Dinges and Yaravana for helping me.
No problem at all. It was fun.
And hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.